How fantastic. Guys, can we give it up? Can we give it up? Wow. From Africa to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
From home to here. Amazing, amazing. My name is Banana Jason Shore. I'm an engineer at the Solana Foundation, and I'm overjoyed to share about this project. This project has been going on for over a year now, I think, at this point, and this is one of the biggest projects that I've had an opportunity to work on. And one of the ones that makes me the happiest, to be honest, supporting artists from around the world, supporting artists, helping them bring their dreams to life, and performing here in Amsterdam today for you all. I'd love to introduce the progenitor of the project, Cassin Trenner here, who's going to introduce what they've gone through, how they've done things, and some of the successes that they've had so far. Cassin.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to get to be here with these incredibly talented individuals that we've been working with on this project for over a year. Voices of Kibera was born from a question. The question is, what can we do with blockchain that is maybe disruptive in a whole different way, solving problems in areas that maybe we haven't really considered from within the tech bubble? My background is in activism, in campaigning, in philanthropy. I worked as a campaigner for almost 20 years, working on environmental and social projects. And it took me a long time to understand even a little bit about how blockchain works and what it does. But as it came together, I started to ask myself, wait a minute, maybe this can save the world. And the reason I started to ask myself about that is because philanthropy as we know it is broken. Philanthropy as we know it is very much a zero-sum game.
Oh, okay.
Somebody has money, somebody doesn't. The person that doesn't have money needs to make an argument about why they should get that money as a gift and what they could do with it. The gift is given, and then the money's gone. And this creates a scarcity mentality in our space. There's always this combat for who's going to get the money and what's going to happen, who's going to do the best thing with it. But when instead of using that grant money to run projects, when that grant money is used to build open source code, everything changes. Because the amazing thing about open source granting is you can give things without giving them away. It allows us to use money to enrich an ecosystem. And that's really what Voices of Kibera is a test pilot. Can we use blockchain to connect all these disparate, underserved communities around the world? By an exchange, can we build something beautiful together? And I've been just so humbled and thrilled to be able to work on this with people that are in this room, people here on stage with me, and people back in Nairobi that have just done so much amazing work. I'm going to pass tonight now to Stella, who's been at the center of this hurricane since the beginning. Stella's been working on the ground in Nairobi, managing this project from the beginning, and I want to just say thank you for all your work. And I know everybody would love to hear what this has been like for you.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Stella, and I come from Kenya. I work for Humanist Projects. And it's been a pleasure managing and leading the Voices of Kibera from the ground. And it's been a great opportunity for myself and a lot of youths in Kibera who've been looking for opportunities all their life to go beyond Kibera and become international. It's been a success, I'd say. And for the first time, we've been able to bring art in a very different perspective from what everybody have seen back in Kenya. You know, most of the time, we've been working in different projects to work with artists, and the fact that now we got an opportunity to link them with Solana Foundation, where now they are able to make money from their music, is not a small thing to us. You know, it has already impacted a lot of these artists, and just to say, during the recording, we had a young girl who was heavily pregnant, and this project gave her hope. She didn't even know how she's going to welcome a young child, but she was hopeful. But then when she heard about a project that we are doing in Kibera with the artists, she took a leap of faith, came registered, auditioned, and she was part of these 20 artists. And to her, it was just an idea to keep herself busy. She didn't know like she would make something out of it, because just like any other project, they don't go beyond recording, you know. To her surprise, she got a stipend. And this stipend, she didn't just use it for herself, but then she got an opportunity to shop and get ready for her coming child. You know, that is an opportunity. That is like Voices of Kibera was a destiny connector to her music career. She is very happy she was able to prepare well for a child. She now has a young daughter, and the story goes on. She's anxious, or rather waiting to see how far she would make it in life using her music. And thanks to the blockchain or the Web3, she's able now to be sure she's going to make money out of her music for the first time. You know, yeah? So to us, we believe it's not about the project that we started, but we are hoping to bring on board a lot of artists around the world who have less deserving opportunities to be able to earn a living from their talents. And we are so glad we got an opportunity to travel all the way from Kenya to come here and present all the artists. And they are really happy, and most of them are watching back home now to see us represent them. And the fact that their music is being heard for the first time officially in the Breakpoint 2023 is a history for Kenyans and for organization Humanist Project. Thank you.
One of my favorite things about Web3 is meeting these artists, whether they're fortunate enough to fly across the world and present for us, or just artists that are starting to gain their footings in Web3, and hearing these stories. My story is very similar, and I'm not going to regale you guys, but if it weren't for art, if it weren't for the opportunities that I received in Web3, I wouldn't be sitting here and talking to you guys today. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to work with these amazing artists. And this is just a sample. This is just 3 people on stage. The project was 30, 40, 50 people, an unknown number of moving pieces to get this done, not just on the ground with them, but the engineers that helped produce the music, the engineers that helped build the websites for distribution, right? And the Solana Foundation team, the events team that brought these guys here, the events team that built this amazing thing. Without Web3, I wouldn't be here. Without Web3, these people wouldn't be here. And there's an opportunity here, not just, hey, you get to hang out and you get to do cool stuff, but with your art, you get to potentially build revenue streams that will impact your life forever, might be able to impact your generations, right? Your children may be able to receive benefits from the work that we're all doing today, right? We have royalties that are enforced that are going to be pushed down, and you get to keep those. That's something that's not available to most people in the traditional art world. Foodwax, I'd love to hear from you and what your experience has been like as an artist now, right? You're on stage.
For me, hi everyone. For me, this is dream coming true. First of all, I really give thanks. You know, I come from Africa, East Africa, Nairobi, Kenya, born in the ghetto, January 25th, 1995. You know, so like, I'm a music producer. I work with this organization known as Humanist Project. Then in Humanist Project, like before COVID-19, we used to run this thing called as Kibera Talent Search, but it didn't have good chemistry, you know. So after COVID-19, we got some partnership from Solana Foundation. Then in our center, we run a music studio. I'm the sound engineer and the music producer. But when we got this opportunity with the Solana Foundation, now we recorded these 20 artists, you know, 20 artists. I produced 4 songs in the album. Kindly follow the QR codes on the screens to stream our album on the blockchain market. Like for we there in Africa, the youth there in Africa, we say this is a dream coming true because in the music business, we have many middlemen. But you know, in this Web3, it's just all about coding to track your revenue stream. We really give thanks for Solana to introduce this ecosystem to Africa. Yeah, and we really give thanks, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? It's amazing for these opportunities to come to these creative individuals that exist all over the world, right? We live in a hyper-connected world currently.
Yeah.
Everybody has a phone in their pocket, and yet still distribution resources are not properly shared across the planet. And I feel like now we're building an opportunity, right, Cass? And we're building these blocks and these opportunities for artists all over the world to launch permissionless marketplaces, to produce their music online, to reach an audience on their own without being forced into extractive deals with middlemen who will do that work for them, but take a lion's share of the benefits, right? It's a completely skewed world, and now we are finally, in theory, hopefully taking a little bit of that power back, right, Casson? What do you think?
It's really interesting, right? Like, the barriers that are faced by so many people, so many artists around the world in underserved communities, barriers like, how do I open up some sort of online market if I don't have a bank account? How do I do it if I don't have a credit card? How do I do it if I don't have an address? If I live in a community that doesn't have a postal system, how do I get involved with the global marketplace? I might be the most talented musician in the world, but if I can't get my music to the people, no one is going to allow me any way to support myself with music, and I'll need to turn to something else. And on the other side of these barriers, here is a Web3 community that's saying, our goal is to enrich and grow and build our community by onboarding people all over the world with different talent sets, different ideas, different perspectives to come together and be together in this bright new future. And I think what Voices of Kibera, the project, is saying is, hey guys, that's the same barrier. That's just two sides of the same barrier. And if we can knock it down, if we can use blockchain to allow creators around the world in underserved communities to connect to a global marketplace without an address, a credit card, or a bank account, we have not only opened up the world that we live in to so much more amazing interaction and art, but we've done something really important to assist people all around the world in terms of their ability to support their own livelihoods by following their own passions. I really want to thank our tech partners at Antibodies in South Africa, who are unfortunately unable to be here, for doing all the legwork building the platform for Voices of Kibera. They've done an amazing job. And there's so many other people to thank. Do it at the end of the panel, but I want to get out there because I know they really wanted to be here, and I want them to hear that we are all so grateful to their work.
100%, right? I'm going to echo that sentiment as well, right? All the respect and love to the Anybody's team, who's unfortunately unable to be here this week. I'm in their stead talking about the engineering effort, and I'm pretty excited actually about the things that they've been building and the things that they're going to be releasing soon that are going to make building in Web3 easier for non-developers and non-engineers. They're launching a platform. Check it out on their Twitter, read their news and such, and it's kind of like a really nice like Wix CMS for Web3 that lets anybody who is familiar with drag and drop type websites or CMS style content management to build your own fully Web3 applications, launch your own marketplaces. I mean, anybody here, right? Like seriously, go check it out. And if you want to start launching your own marketplaces on the internet, go check it out. It's going to be available, and it's going to be accessible and easy to use. And you should not have to be an engineer to do these things, right? You should be able to be an artist. You should be able to be the creative that shows up and says, how do I get my content out there?
That's when we win.
That's when
we win.
Yeah.
When creators can create and support themselves just by being creators, when they don't also need to be engineers.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when we win.
Right, and my favorite part of all of this really is the accessibility of Solana, right? To go back into it a bit, right? NFT compression, account compression, the cost and speed of Solana. If it weren't for that, I wouldn't have even tried. Cost prohibitive things for me, unknown artists. Why am I going to go spend $70 to try and do something new if it costs me a penny here? I'm going to give it a shot. And things like that open the door, not just for people like me who are willing to take a chance, but for people who live all over the world where $1 is a lot, right? For many people, $1 is a lot of money and can be very impactful, right? So for an opportunity to produce NFTs for a penny, to put your art out there for a penny or less,
Yep.
and see how it goes.
Yeah.
I think that's an amazing opportunity that is not spoken about enough. Right?
Yeah, and like the way you said, for us, like to make this artist day in Africa feel like this thing is working, and like we were just like requesting kindly to scan the QR codes on the screen. Everybody should just put your phones up and scan the QR code on the screen so that you can get our album known as Voices of Kibera. Our album is great. Voices, you can hear voices. It's not one voice. Voices, that means that it's teamwork. We are 20 artists, so kindly support this art and let us take it to the next level. We want to make it happen, and it's already happening down there in Africa, and let's spread it to the whole world, Let's not artists just depend on waiting for the distribution. Blockchain can make it work. Like for me, right now, if I have a wallet, I have a song on the wallet in the VOK, and things are working. Kindly, everyone, kindly scan the QR code to get our album known as VOK. Yeah.
Every track, seriously, is a banger. Every track is going to be the next club hit that you haven't heard yet.
And share.
I've heard a few of the tracks. I got a few of the tracks myself. I listened to them this morning, and it got me in the mood to get up and do the thing, right? So be sure to check out the album. If it resonates with you, support these artists here. Literally, the NFTs that you buy, the music that you buy goes directly to support the artist, right? There's no middleman here at this point anymore. We've passed that. Right, directly supporting the artists who are producing content and bringing their culture out to the world so that we can enjoy it on a daily basis, right? It's amazing. It's an amazing opportunity.
Yeah. And by supporting the music and buying the music, that is going to be approved to the artists back at home, that they can use this market to be successful, and it's a proof of concepts for these artists back in Kibera. And I'm sure a lot of artists beyond even Kibera would want to join this journey and make money through the markets. Yeah.
I want to make sure that there are 3 people sitting in the audience that are not getting out of here without being thanked from stage. Number 1, Christina from the Human Needs Project, who's been running this and has done such an amazing job with all your organization. Asia Fox, who's done so much work here, setting this all up and has made this possible. And yes, in the back, Amira, I see you. You're not getting out of here, the one that helped me put this whole thing together from the beginning. This has been a huge project that's taken so much effort from so many people. We've hit so many bumps, we've hit so many roadblocks, and every single time people have arisen up and said, no, this is gonna work. We're gonna make this happen. This is important. And here we are.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what comes next from us, from this community, from the community at large that's able to now bring their culture and their art to the world. And I hope all of you will enjoy the ride with us and join us. Thank you.